I know, the unmitigated gall on this guy. New York Jets in 10 short days could be the number one seed in the AFC. It's real life, folks, and I'm sitting over here talking about next year's draft, but Jets aren't playing a football game this weekend, and I love talking about the Jets past, present, and future, and I'm a draft nerd, so let's get it going. Round 1, pick 26, Jets are on the clock, the pick is in, and we're going offensive tackle. Broderick Jones, the Georgia product, is 6'4" and a half, 315 pounds. You look him up, you see words like freak, tools, traits, athleticism, explosive, footwork, dynamic. Whoa, it looks like you set your iPhone to Mel Kiper mode and just sat on it. Now, he's raw. Not a lot of experience, but he's a former 5-star recruit, former basketball star, and the ceiling is unlimited. It's also untapped. But hey, that's the price you pay for being a decent football team. The Charles Crosses of the world, the plug-and-play, ready-to-go, out-of-the-box starting caliber tackles, they're all gone now at pick 26. And the Jets tackle position, it's in a lot of flux. There's a lot of unknowns. Dwayne Brown, will he be back? Max Mitchell, is he a full-time starter? Maybe. Mekhi Becton obviously still has as much potential as any offensive tackle on the Jets, even if we made this pick. But can we rely on him to be healthy? George Fant, will he be on the roster next year? Regardless, we just don't know. So maybe all those things shake out in the Jets' favor, and Broderick Jones ends up being a little bit of a luxury pick who's a highly paid swing tackle his first season, with Dwayne Brown still holding down the left side. But I'd rather do that. I'd rather be safe than sorry and make sure, if nothing else, Zach Wilson is protected heading into year 3. And you can take developmental prospects late in round 1. This isn't the same as last year when we were talking about taking an offensive tackle at 4 and redshirting him. You can take this guy at pick number 26 overall and develop him just like we did with Jermaine Johnson, pick number 26 overall. And he's playing 30% of the snaps. Nobody's complaining about that. Broderick Jones, offensive tackle, he's pick number 1. Moving into the second round, pick number 58 overall, I'm looking at safety. I'm going Trey Dean III from Florida. I like his length here, 6'3", 207 pounds. He's a menace in coverage, a true free safety, a ball hawk. Now, the weakness is he's not a complete freak athlete, the likes of Ashton Davis or Tony Adams, and he's a little bit older. He's been at Florida for 5 years. But I think the trade-off you're getting there is maybe he has more readiness to start, more leadership, maturity, football IQ, because I'm looking for him to be a starter, potentially day 1 at free safety next to Jordan Whitehead to start the 2023 season. Safety Trey Dean, he's the pick in round 2. Heading into round 3, Damari Vaughn, overshown into the Name Hall of Fame. He's a linebacker from Texas, 6'2", 220 pounds, speedy, fast, flying all over the field, good in coverage, a bit undersized. Sounds like everything Robert Saleh likes in his outside linebackers in the 4-3. The Jets linebackers this year, CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams, Quan Alexander, I hope they're all back. I don't know for sure if any of them will be, but right away he can add some depth and play some special teams, and now he joins Jamien Sherwood in a pipeline of young linebackers with future starting potential. He is the pick in round 3. Moving into round 4, Olusegun Oluwatimi, center, Michigan. No, he's not from the Key and Peele skit. That's the man's name his mama gave him. He's 6'3", 310 pounds. And I think McGovern stays put for the next couple of seasons. I would like to bring him back as our starting center, but I think I'm just going to call him the gun. I think he could come in and usurp Dan Feeney and be the backup center as a rookie, and you develop him, and then you see what you have in a few years as Connor McGovern is heading towards age 30. The Jets get a center in round 4. Moving on to round 5. I'm going with Dante Stills, defensive lineman from West Virginia, 6'5", 285 pounds. He's a better pass rusher than he is a run blocker. Some scouts call him a little bit of a tweener, a little light to play defensive tackle, not quite the twitch to come off the edge. And I think he's a nice depth piece, and he replaces Solomon Thomas as an inexpensive rotational defensive tackle for the New York Jets. Heading into round 6, I'm looking at the trenches, the other side of the football. I'm going to go with Brennan Jackson, defensive end, Washington State. 6'4", 265 pounds, and you see a trend here in these mid to late rounds. We're looking to potentially replace most likely departing veteran depth. And here I'm looking at Vinny Curry, maybe his last season with the Jets, probably in the NFL. Kudos to Vinny from battling back from that really scary, almost life-threatening, it sounded like, condition he had last year. Love to see him on the field, but in case he's not back here next year, I think we could have potentially our 10th defensive lineman or a high-priority practice squad candidate in Brennan Jackson on the defensive front. Now, we have a second sixth-round pick. Thank you, Blake Cashman. And with these last couple of picks, we're pretty much just throwing darts here, and hey, why not throw them at the offensive line? Let's go Matthew Jones, guard, Ohio State, 6'4", 310 pounds, solid starter at right guard for the Buckeyes. Joe Douglas loves himself some offensive linemen. We got a tackle, check. We got a center, and let's go ahead and get ourselves a guard in Matthew Jones in round 6. And to round out the draft, I'm going to go with Jackson Jenke, wide receiver, South Dakota State. Balled out for the Jackrabbits in 2021, over 1,100 yards, and now has 5 touchdowns to start his 2022 campaign. Could be a potential Jeff Smith replacement to round out the bottom of the wide receiver room. That is my way too early 2023 New York Jets mock draft. Subscribe if you are new. We'll talk ball soon.